Okay, this is going to be a race against the sun, as always. Hello everyone, my name is Tasha, and today I'm going to talk about all of the books that I read in November. I don't know how many books I've read. Okay, so I read 13 books, 2 of those were novellas, and the rest just regular books. The first book I read was Charade by Nirei Dawn. Don't know if I said that right. This is a new adult romance novel. I bought this because on Goodreads, I think it was on Goodreads, it said that it has the fake dating trope, which I love so much. I read this in 1 or 2 days, really fast. Really enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5 stars. Yes, 3.5 stars. It was really cute. All the fluff also made me cry a little bit, but I really enjoyed it. The next 2 books I read were buddy reads with Knock from Happy Comes First, and we decided to finish the Shatter Me series together. We kinda unintentionally buddy read Shatter Me, the first book, and then we decided to finish the series together and actually talk about it to each other, and I loved it so much. It was amazing to, well, the buddy reading part was really amazing. The books, on the other hand, yeah. Unravel Me, the second book, I gave 3.5 stars, which was the same rating as Shatter Me, I think. Even though I rated this the same as Shatter Me, I did enjoy Unravel Me a bit more than the first book. I really liked Warner, but I was a little bit disappointed to where Adam's storyline was heading and his character. That was really, I just loved him so much, and I knew that people started hating him in the second and third book, and I didn't want that to happen. The third book, Ignite Me, when I first finished it, I gave it 4 stars, but I was really indecisive about it, and I ended up downrating it to 3.5 stars. I think I would have liked it a bit more if the focus would have been more on the dystopian part of this series and the book and not on the romance part. I did love Juliet and Warner, their scenes, and Warner, I just love him so much. I loved Juliet's character development. Again, very disappointed with where Adam's storyline headed, and I also felt like the ending was really rushed, so yeah. In the end, I gave this whole series a 3.5 star rating. It's definitely not my favorite series. I probably would have liked it a lot more if I had read it back then when I was more into dystopian books, but now it was just an average read. Though I did really like Warner. Knock and I both did. I really enjoyed buddy reading this with Knock, and we're buddy reading another book right now. I just really enjoy it. The next book I read was sent to me in format, ebook, by the publisher Phantom 5. The book is called Dead Ringer, and it's by Jesse Rawson. Yes, Dead Ringer is a kind of mystery contemporary novel. It's about a girl named Laura Rivers. Laura Rivers, she is new in this town, starting high school in this new town. People start talking about her, but not only because she's a new girl, but because she looks a lot like a girl that committed suicide a year before. That's all I remember about her right now. There's a lot more, but the rest is obviously spoilery. The book is marketed as a mix between Gone Girl and Pretty Little Liars. I gave this book 3 stars. The beginning was very slow for me. It took me a while to get into. I didn't like the characters. At about 60% of the book, I did start enjoying the twists and the mystery a bit more. Still didn't like the characters. The ending did leave it open for another book. And while I would be interested in reading that, I have discovered a few things about Full Phantom 5, the publisher, that I did not like. While I do think I am on their emailing list for new releases and e-book arcs, that kind of thing. They have sent me quite a few books, but with these things that I've discovered about this publishing company, I've decided that I don't want to support them anymore. The next book I read was Alice Takes Back Wonderland by David D. Hammonds. I requested this on NetGalley. At the time that I requested it, I hadn't realized that it was already out, that it was already published, but nonetheless, the publisher did send me an ARC version of this book, so I still read it and reviewed it. In this book, the Alice, as we know her from the fairy tale, has been in Wonderland while she was younger, and when she got back home, people kept telling her that everything was a dream and she just imagined it, and they kept telling her that she wasn't able to distinguish what was real and not real, what was her imagination. But one day, the White Rabbit returns and brings her back to Wonderland. But it's not the Wonderland that she discovered while she was younger. The Ace of Spades has kind of taken over Wonderland and is taking the wonder out of everything to make it normal. So it's not actually Wonderland anymore, it's turning into a normal world. So Alice is sent out into the fairy tale world to get help so they can save Wonderland. Oh my god, I enjoyed this book so much. It was a mix and twist of well-known fairy tales. It kind of reminded me of Once Upon a Time. It wasn't anything like the actual TV show, but just the way that fairy tales were kind of different to what they're actually known as was really interesting. Everything is slightly different to the original fairy tales. I loved it so much. The writing wasn't my favorite. It was... I don't know what it was about it, but I didn't like it as much. But the story was really amazing, the fairy tales, the way everything was twisted together. I really enjoyed it, and I gave this 4 stars. Also, before I read this book, I never thought that I would ever ship Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, but I do. Then I decided to read a bit more contemporary, and since I had these 2 books on my Kindle, they have been on there for a while, I decided to read them, and that will be Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. I really, really, really enjoyed them. I rated both books 4 stars. There were things that I liked and disliked about each book. For example, Anna and the French Kiss, I absolutely loved Anna. I wasn't the biggest fan of Etienne because of some things that he did or almost did, which were not okay. I do love Anna and Etienne together though. I thought it was a beautiful story, amazing. Lola and the Boy Next Door, I wasn't the biggest fan of Lola. Something about her character that I just didn't like. But Cricket, I loved him so much. I want my own Cricket. He is such a sweetheart, so amazing. The next book I read was Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I mentioned this in my book haul and my TBR for 2015. I have only heard good things about this book and I was not disappointed. I don't know what it was about it, but it was so addicting. I couldn't put it down for that first half. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was the book or if it was me, but the middle kind of dragged on for me. I don't know what it was, but the middle of the book took me a while to get through, and then towards the end I flew through it again, which is why I only gave it 4.5 stars. While I was born in the 90s and didn't get a lot of the 80s references in this book, I still enjoyed them. I don't know why, but I still liked them. Really liked this. 4.5 stars. I now get the hype over this book. Another book that I wanted to read this year is The Trouble with Flying by Rachel Morgan. I talk about Rachel Morgan all the time because I absolutely love her Creepy Hollow series, so I wanted to read this other series by her, which is a contemporary romance series, which I think each book features a different main character. That kind of series. I didn't enjoy it as much as I hoped I would. It was cute and alright, but nothing mind-blowing or amazing. I rated this 3 stars. Then I read an absolutely fantastic book, so amazing. 5 stars. Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Oh my god, this book was mind-blowing. So amazing. Oh my god, definitely favorite of this year. I seriously loved everything about this book. I loved the characters, I loved the plot, the pacing, the writing, the dynamic between the characters. I loved everything about this. So I didn't even have to think about the rating. It was an obvious 5-star rating. It was so amazing. Then I decided to reread one of my favorite books, and that would be The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. This book plays on an island somewhere around England, I believe. And every year around October, November, these magical, dangerous water horses called Kapal Ishki, I don't know. They emerge from the sea, and the people that live on this island catch these water horses and train them to participate in the Scorpio races and try to win a lot of money. It's very dangerous. I don't know what it is about this book. I think it's just Maggie Stiefvater's amazing writing, but oh my god, loved this book so much. I, again, gave it 5 stars like I did the first time. And lastly, also part of my TBR for the rest of 2015, I started finishing the novella series The Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare. That was a mouthful. I continued the novella series with Pale Kings and Princes, which is the 6th novella in this collection. I honestly don't remember what it was about, but I did write down that I gave this 3.5 stars. And then I continued on with the 7th novella, which was Bitter Tongue. I do remember what this one was about. Simon was kidnapped by some fairies, and Mark Blackthorn, who is part of the Wild Hunt, he has an appearance. That was my November wrap-up. I feel like I rambled on for a very long time. Comment down below with books that you have read in November. Did you like them? Did you not like them? Let's chat about it down below. And that was it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye! Again, still we're buddy reading, and what am I saying? My camera is getting really hot right now because the sun is so bright and oh my god, I can't see.